There are stories that connect us to ourselves and to each other. These stories reveal who we are and show us the many vivid colors of our truth. Welcome to Soul Wanderings, where we raise spiritual awareness and foster connections through these shared stories and personal experiences. Now, exclusively on KGRA Digital Broadcasting, your hosts, AJ and Natalie.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Soul Wanderings, hosted here on KGRA Digital Broadcasting. And I am AJ.
And I am Natalie.
And we are your hosts of this amazing show that we get to be here with you every Wednesday night.
It's just
makes me happy.
Makes me happy too.
I'm sharing the links right now.
That's good. Over there multitasking.
Yes, we have one of your clients ask. Okay, yeah, we'll it's done.
Lovely.
Hopefully this person joins us.
Oh,
Until
yes.
then, hi.
Hi, I was talking about it yesterday in the parking lot after one of my groups.
Oh,
It's like, hey, go here and do this, because one of my ladies in the group has become a regular watcher, listener, enjoying. She's like, what's the show about? And I said, well, I could see the title of this book, so I would imagine it's something about afterlife.
Unfortunately, Natalie and I will meet when we're able to meet. So sometimes the show is just as much of a surprise to her as it is to all of you.
Yes.
Because I'm the one booking all the
Yes, she does. And I, so it's all good. It's like, oh, looking forward to the conversation, get to learn a lot of things.
Yes, it's so much fun. I love the element of surprise for you sometimes.
Thank you.
That's got to be so great for you.
It is so great. Well, it's just really like life. Life really, when it comes down to it, you start to realize that life really itself is a surprise. You really don't know. You think you know what's going to happen, but really you don't.
Right.
It just, it unfolds.
As it always does.
As it always
does. And just like we've always said before, and it actually got brought up today in a conversation with my dad. The more you know, the less you know.
Oh, yes.
And it's really true. It really is. The more you heal and learn and grow, the more you're like, I know nothing.
And the more maybe you willingly surrender to the fact that it's just unfolding in the now. And it doesn't really take like years of meditation or major gurus or anything to realize that it's all unfolding in the now.
Right.
And so where you have to be, I was telling someone yesterday, the only place you can make decisions is from the now. It's where your body is. Learn to breathe, calm yourself, be in your body.
Right.
Our bodies actually like to have our spirit connected to it in the now. They're like, hey, you're hanging out the window. Get back inside the car.
It's so true. And I don't know how many times I get the memo. AJ, come back to your body.
Be here now.
You're floating around somewhere, wherever you be, come back. It's a thing. And it's a lovely reminder. Thank you for reminding me to come back to my body.
Yeah, I get to do the practical conversations about the practical application. Get into your body. Your body misses you. Yeah. You're like, I don't miss my body sometimes.
Right. I know. It's crazy the amount of experiences our bodies go through, whether we put them through that or they just naturally go through those processes, and how resilient and strong and amazing they are.
Oh, it's so true. It's such a complicated machinery.
It is.
That we actually don't really have much control over. We don't blink our eyes. We don't beat our heart. We don't breathe our lungs, those types of things.
Right.
We don't have to worry about how the blood gets pumped or how the lymphatic tissue or fluid goes. None of that. We don't have to sit and micromanage any of that.
Right. It just is. It just does what it does. But speaking of bodies, before we continue on tonight, I did want to give a big shout out to someone very near and dear to our hearts. One of our producers, Bill from New York, and I feel comfortable sharing this because he's been all over sharing the news himself, but he had a heart attack this morning. He's in ICU recovering and in good spirits, but nonetheless, all of our healers and wanderers and all of you who know Bill, please send him so many healing vibes and so much love right now.
Makes a difference.
He could use it.
Yeah.
Send that good vibration his way. All those good vibes, all that love. Wrap him in a warm hug.
Aww.
We love Bill.
We do love Bill.
And he's stubborn enough to get through this. So,
oh, yes.
It's just unfortunate he had to go through it. But as bodies do what they do, he had a warning and he listened. So good for him.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I'm glad that he is in recovery right now. Yes. All right.
Aww.
I would say let's have a moment and send it all together all at once, but this is live radio and there are no quiet moments in live radio.
It's just not great radio to pause.
What you've been up to this week?
Oh, it's been it's been a week where I've been doing a lot of physical things, demoing a deck, and so moving a lot of weight around, and I just am like, oh, I have always been one that has enjoyed working with my hands. So it's been really nice. And I don't have to go to the gym if I'm moving all this weight around and doing things with my body. But today I was like, I'm really tired of sweating because it's been hot. And so it's one of those. So I took a little bit of a break today and just paced myself through today. But it's really nice. Just being in my body and letting my body work. It's designed to work and it really does like that. And then I sleep better.
Yeah, because your body rest. Give me some of that rest.
Yeah. So today was just nice. I did my just household chores and I was listening to a lecture and just reminded of how magical even the mundane regular life can be when you do it with full awareness or mindfully or
right.
And in his lecture he said, I love doing dishes, and I'm like, oh, that's true, me too. I do all my dishes by hand. And I don't know about love, but
you enjoy it.
I do. It's something to be really, I remember it's like a meditation, doing dishes, vacuuming, doing any of these household chores can be meditation.
Absolutely.
When you bring yourself fully present in that. So this week's been kind of nice that way.
Good.
Yeah, it's kind of break. My schedule is responding to needing a little space. So I have a few less client meetings scheduled. So it's kind of nice. Have a little breather in between.
I love that for you. I love when you take breaks.
I know.
Because I see you go, and then
it's true.
You get in burnout mode.
Oh, it can be hard. Sometimes I'll pack 5 people all in a row.
Yeah. That's a lot of energy.
That is.
A lot of releasing in your space.
Yeah. But I love my work so much too.
I know, it shows.
Oh.
I can't tell you to slow down and not do the things because I would be a hypocrite.
Oh,
because
yes.
What? You want me to do what? No, that's just not happening.
Be like, I'll follow your lead.
But as I've been living more in my design, I have been resting more. So that has been good. I didn't realize how much I really needed that.
Yeah.
So that's lovely.
If you remind yourself you're a non-energy type, you're just not designed for that. And then I was reminding myself that I am a generator and I am designed to use my motor and use my energy every day.
Yeah.
And so sometimes the work that I do that I love so much is very sitting with people for lots of hours through the day. And then that's not moving my body quite as much as it really kind of needs to be moved. So mixing it up a bit.
In between clients, maybe I'll challenge you.
Go ahead. I love it.
20 jumping jacks. How did you know, Chanel? She's so good.
That was just
I was reaching for my
time. I know it
for
was
my incense. I'm like, oh, I need to be grounded. Where's my Palo Santo right now? And our amazing producer just is on it.
She just is tuned in.
She's
Isn't
so
it lovely
good.
when you live and you work around people that have an awareness?
I'm so grateful. I really am. I need this Palo right now. One moment, please.
Okay.
But
I love that.
You can continue. It is live radio.
Yes, just handle that over there.
Keep talking.
Not everybody's watching the video, so they can't see that.
Yay.
We've talked about that before. All of our practical ways of keeping ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, Palo's amazing. We got to have the Palo Santo.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
And I hope you guys all are aware of what Palo Santo is and use it, because it will keep you sane.
Better than sage.
I think it's a personal preference, but I prefer it as a maintenance. It just depends on when I use Palo. You know what I mean? Because sage is like a total reboot. Like it's going to clear all your energies, positive, negative, stagnant. Like I say I have this on repeat in the store. But Palo keeps the positive and gets rid of the negative. So it's a good maintenance. And after you sage, bringing Palo in to replace that vessel that you just made empty, it's just really lovely. Plus, if you have a headache, Palo's really good for headaches.
These are very good things to know.
Yeah, Palo's amazing for headaches. Burning some Palo. Or even like sore throat, respiratory, all of that good stuff. You wouldn't think that smoke would be a thing for that, but it is.
It depends on the smoke.
True.
Yeah. I'm going to have to I love it, but I'm still integrating some of these maintenance things into I observe it and watch it, and then I put it into my routine and notice how beneficial it is.
Yeah.
But I do have to say that spray that you've created, I use my Guardian spray frequently.
Yay! I love that so much.
So that gets sprayed all around my head and on me, and I not only smell good, but I'm guarded.
If you guys are wondering what she is talking about, I make herbal products. If you go to thesacredraven.com, she's talking about the Guardian spray, which is a protection spray, energetic protection. But I also do herbal incense, which is my favorite. Apparently, Maria loves smoke too. I'm not sure what smoke she's talking about, but she love it. So good. I'm really, really excited for tonight's guest. We're going to be talking about NDEs, and everyone knows how passionate I am about this topic. If you don't, then you do not know me.
Or you haven't listened to the show long enough. I'm excited to hear what he has to talk about.
Oh,
I always pick up additional things to talk to people. I'm always talking to, a bulk of my work is with grievers and people that are trying to figure it out. There is nothing like having someone that you love die to throw you into a whole new consideration of life and what happens after life. Then it's a mystery. And if you haven't had a NDE or talked to someone, I had a relatively new client that was asking about NDEs, and she wasn't very. I said, "Have you listened to any stories or any videos out there?" She says the ones that she had listened to tend to be a little bit more religious overtones, and it kind of turned her off from that. And so I said, "Well, there's more than that."
Well, yeah, when some people have NDEs, near-death experiences, for those of you asking, um, they claim to have met who they believe is God. And so I feel like when people hear those experiences, they wrap God with religion.
Right.
Right. And so
or Jesus.
Right. And so they shut down hearing any of the rest of the experience because they're not open to religious conversation when it has nothing to do with religion.
Right.
So
words hold power.
In fact, I wish I recalled right off the top of my head right now, but maybe you will. Not too long ago, we interviewed someone who had an NDE, and they had asked about religion, or maybe we didn't interview. I saw it on YouTube because I do those deep dives so much. But in their NDE, they asked, well, what about religion? Is it real or is it not? And the answer, and I'm paraphrasing, was they were asking if which religion was true. Excuse me, I take all of that back. They were asking which religion was real, which one should I follow? And the answer basically was religion is just a way for you to connect to your higher power, to God, to source, whatever you're choosing to call it. There's no right religion. There's no wrong religion. If it brings you closer to God, that's all that God wants, is for you to be closer to him. But he did not create religion. Man created religion.
Right.
And so I always think that's interesting when I hear that type of question or questioning I reflect back to that conversation I heard, and my memory is awesome. So I cannot tell you the full story, but you get the gist of it. You get what I'm saying.
Well, there's that common theme with near-death experiences, which is the essence and the experience of so much love.
Right. And I think that is the common theme across the experience for all of those who have had one.
So then when you are in life, then it would be a signal that if it felt good and felt loving, your experience with religion or just in aspects of life, then you're on track and connected. If you're not, then you're not.
Right. Well, yeah.
On track or connected.
I believe there's always connection.
Well, I believe that too. That's true. It's always connection.
I know for me personally, my NDE was not like most. I have heard of other people who had a similar experience to mine, but mine was not a tunnel going into a place. It was very different than most. And I have heard a few people who've had a similar experience where they were here and then they were in a room of white, like I was. And I just really, really appreciate those who come forward and share their experience. I feel like so many people have had these similar experiences and have kept them to themselves, haven't been, or they have been afraid to share them. And so when someone comes out and shares their experience, I am first so grateful, because that's like my people. Like we have this shared connection. I mean, we all do in reality, right?
Sure.
But through these experiences, they just bring us closer together, just like with anything else, any other topic in this realm.
Right.
I mean, that's what we're here for. And that's why we have the show. So we have this safe, beautiful space where people can come forward and share these experiences with all of us, so we can find connection with each other through these shared experiences, just like the intro says. I mean, that has always been the basis of the show because of that. And the purpose to my life.
It's so true.
Isn't it wonderful how it all works out?
It's why you run a healing center. And all the things you do.
That may be one of the reasons I have a healing center.
Maybe.
But we're totally incognito.
Right.
And I really am grateful. Like today has been a challenging day, But I have to say, when you are looking at aspects of life that could potentially be detrimental or even possibly be an introduction to the end, you just get really melancholy. You just really sit in these memories and these feelings and have all sorts of ideas of what you're going to do with your life, why you still have this opportunity to have it. And I had to get up. Well, I didn't have to, but I chose to get up very early this morning and go do some things today. And I live right by the mountains. We do, but I live really super close to the mountains. And I was going down, like right in front of Weber Canyon, and the mountains separate. And so it was all dark. And then the sun was just like beaming, and you could feel the warmth on your skin as you were just driving in the car. And I took this moment of just like being in touch with what that felt like, instead of just driving me like, the sun's in my eyes, like normally how annoying that is. But I was just in this space of receiving all of these blessings all around me and the life that I get to live. And the sun just came so bright and shiny on the side of my face. And I was like, yep, thank you. Like, thank you so much for that. If you pay attention, you get so many beautiful reminders of what it feels like to be a human, instead of getting stuck in the idea that you're a human. You know what I mean?
So true.
That rat race.
So yes.
It was a lovely way to start the day.
Those little glimpses into. Don't forget to feel the sunshine or smell the flowers.
Yeah. I just want to give a big shout out to all of the listeners in chat right now. If you are listening live and would like to join us in the chat room with all of the other Wanderers, visit us on KGRA Digital Broadcasting. And we are live on Facebook and on Rumble, and also on kgradb.com. You guys are active tonight. I love it. Share with us something that was beautiful about your day in the chat. I would love to read all of the comments. It's like one of my favorite things. I just love when they talk to us. Like, you're really there. Thank you. It's so good. It's so good.
It's what keeps you going. Keeps you doing.
It's the impact.
That's right. Isn't it lovely to know?
It is.
And the orient towards the way you're designed.
Yes. I am so grateful.
And you do make an impact.
Aww.
You do.
Thank you.
Kind of a big deal.
I'm just doing what I'm meant to be doing. And I am very blessed to be able to do so.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. All right, y'all. We're going to take our first break of the show. And when we get back, our guest is waiting backstage, and he will be joining us for the remainder of the show. We'll be talking about his book, The Afterlife, A Journey To. And I believe Chanel's going to pop that. Well, yeah, I'm not very good with this. Yeah, there. She'll pop it up again because she's awesome like that. Kind of threw her off. Normally we do it when the guest comes on, but I want everyone to see this book.
I get it.
I really feel like it's poetic. Like it's such a, I haven't finished it yet, I'll be honest, but I'm in it. I'm in it. And it's a story.
Oh, neat.
It's such a beautiful story, but we'll hear all about it when we get back. So stay close. We'll be right back.
Hey members, the new KGRA DB app is now available on iOS and Android devices. Gain on-demand access to any KGRA DB programming. Download any show directly to your mobile device to listen or watch on the go. Go to the App Store and search KGRA DB.
Did you know 75% of Americans are chronically dehydrated? If you struggle with focus, run low on energy, or when it's time to finally sleep, you simply can't, this can all be linked to dehydration, and Fuel Up has the answer. Our proprietary formula contains the finest cellular hydration with the strongest immune-enhancing natural ingredients. The Fuel Up system is made up of 3 different incredibly tasting varieties. Wake kickstarts your day with a jolt of caffeine. Play boosts focus while hydrating your cells. Rest not only helps you relax, but also rejuvenates your cells while you sleep. Here's what our clients have to say.
I really don't miss my coffee, and you can tell the difference.
So I'm going to take it for the energy. I'm going to take it for the play. I'm going to take it, all day.
And it works. That's the thing. It works. We love it.
Take the Fuel Up Challenge now, where we offer a Feel the Difference money-back guarantee. Fuel Up for life.
You're listening to the KGRA Digital Broadcasting Network. We provide unparalleled coverage of trending news in the world of ufology, cryptozoology, and paranormal phenomenon. Whether you're watching our video live stream or listening to one of our audio programs, you are getting the best from world-renowned researchers and hosts, guiding you through topics the mainstream won't touch. Miss one of your favorite programs? No problem. Head over to the members area at kgradb.com for access to our massive library of award-winning content. Make contact, stay connected, only at kgradb.com.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Soul Wanderings on KGRA Digital Broadcasting. I'm AJ.
And I'm Natalie.
And we are your host for Soul Wanderings tonight.
Yeah. And every Wednesday.
Soul Wanderings. Yeah. Tell us about that.
Every Wednesday.
Every
A
Wednesday.
highlight of my Wednesdays.
8 to 10 p.m. Eastern. Come
Right.
and hang out with us.
Yes.
If this is your first time, hello, welcome.
Yeah. We hope you enjoy the show.
And come back over and over and over again.
That's right. We're in the habit of doing it every Wednesday. We're dedicated. We love it so much that we're just like, yes, we will be there on the radio.
Yeah, we'll do the thing. We're happy to do the thing.
We are.
All right, you guys. We have a new guest tonight, I'm sorry. Stephen Chong, and he's a professional development coach, keynote speaker, and author, and he shares his passion for life with everyone that he meets. And for over 25 years, he's been providing guidance and motivation to countless people through his inspirational messages and the ability to bring out the best in people. He's also the author of The Afterlife, A Journey To, which we'll be hearing all about this evening. Hello, Stephen. Welcome to Soul Wandering.
AJ, Natalie, good to be with you guys from the other side of the universe where I'm at.
Yes, everyone. Stephen is joining us from Australia. So wonderful.
It's great to be with you guys.
It's good to have you here.
We've been looking forward to this conversation. We're so excited for it.
Absolutely. And thank you for having me.
Technology is awesome, and I'm glad that we can talk to people from wherever they are at and have these amazing conversations. So tonight we're going to learn all about you. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My goodness, I have to live up to the introduction that you've kindly given me, don't I?
We're confident you will.
I'll do my best. And I hope you guys do not have trouble with my Aussie accent.
So far, so good. I actually enjoy it.
Yes, it's fun.
Very good. Very good. Well, I tell you that maybe I'll give you the background to where or from which the book originated, because now I'm a man on the wrong side of 65, and about 3 years ago, as you do when you get older, you get up on the roof and you clean out the gutters. And where we are, we're very remote. We do not have near neighbours, and we're surrounded by beautiful rainforests. So there's nobody around. So I'm about 15 foot above ground level, and the ladder slipped, and I've fallen in one. This ladder's gone through louver windows, and there's glass everywhere, and I'm on the ground, and I can't feel anything from the neck down. And I thought, Stephen, you are now in trouble. And it luckily, and the gods were to favour, because this particular morning my wife was here. And normally on a Saturday morning, which it was, she's away doing things. But she just happened to be here, and of course she rescued me. I can't move. But I've got to tell you the profundity of the spiritual awakening experience that occurred. It wasn't at that time. I wouldn't call it like a traditional NDE. What happened was through the period, I fractured my neck, so I'm good for nothing for 3 months. I'm on a couch and being fed through a spoon. But at that time, pardon me, let me give you a bit of background. I'd shut down from the writing process. No more. I'm retired. I'm going to plant vegetables in the garden. I'm not doing any more. But as happens, it pounds away in your head. And I had the title of the book in pounding away for a number of weeks. And I knew what it was. And it was Spirit saying, Stephen, you've got a job to do. And I've totally resisted. I said, no, leave me alone. I'm done. I'm not doing any more. But eventually I've relented and said to Spirit, okay, I'm in. You want me to write this thing, but you have to show me. The afterlife, what do I know? I know nothing. I'm just a regular dude. And when, after I've made that choice, and it was the burden of choice, so I said, okay, we're in, I'll write. So when I was able, I sat down in front of the PC, and I had no storyboard, no character, nothing. There was nothing. But I trusted implicitly that whatever was to come would be there. I knew. You just know that you get that feeling. Mm-hmm. You know that it's going to be there. And every time I sat, I've got to tell you guys, it was like taking dictation. I saw things, heard the music, the colours, and the dialogue that come through. And honestly, it was just like taking dictation. Mm. And where I was taken to was was akin to like a scenic railway tour, being on a train and taken through these different levels of heaven. So we're taken and shown these different areas, and I'm just writing what I'm seeing and hearing. It was a wonderful gift, an amazing gift.
I love downloads.
Yeah, it's incredible. But when Spirit says, you're chosen, and then you say, okay, I'm in, and then it unfolds.
Well, the interesting thing, what I've learned many things subsequent to the event, but what I understand from these NDE type events is they do two principal things. They redirect you to divine purpose, to say, Stephen, you can choose whatever you like, but we, God, the universe, whatever you'd like to call him, have a higher purpose for you. You can choose to fulfill it as you so desire. If you so choose, we will imbue you with, and the term is superpowers. You will be given skills, attributes, abilities far beyond your knowing. We will give you these things to enable you to fulfill whatever this purpose is. And that is exactly what has happened. You know, as I said before, the afterlife, what did I know back then? But here it is. And I knew, I trusted implicitly that the words and dialogue would be there for the book. An amazing gift, truly an amazing gift.
Absolutely. How long did the process take you?
Oh, my goodness. No, the writing process took no more than 4 weeks. Given that we've got other stuff to do, but I always, and the way it happened was really interesting, because I would get up in the morning and say to Spirit, okay, at 1 o'clock you're on. Like, and you've got 2 hours because I've got other stuff to do. And honestly, and then I would sit and I'd have to tune out. I'd turn off the things that buzz at you and beep at you, no phones, no interruptions, and to say, this is your time, Spirit. Whatever you want to show me, that's what you've got. And without fail, that's exactly how it happened. And I never, when I'd finished it, like a chapter or whatever, I never knew where it was going. I had no idea. But every time I next sat, I'd go, oh, I've got it. And you see and hear and the colours and the music and things. And I just, as I said before, just like taking dictation.
That's incredible. I don't know how many people you've had the chance to interview with me, but I've done the show for almost 7 years now. Natalie joined me at the beginning of the year. But how many times have we heard people say that they just all of a sudden had this beautiful connection and just instantly was writing a book that they have no idea where it came from or how it came about. It just was flowing right through them, and they knew that it was a purposeful book, that it had to be created to be shared with the people. They just knew it without a doubt. Whether they had believed in anything before that, they knew right then and there they had to do this creation.
Yes, it's an amazing journey. And I must tell you, AJ, the two keys for me were the trust. So I knew that the divine was there and they were giving the gifts. But it was not a thinking process, not at all. I had to turn that dial off. It was like a frequency on a radio dial, and listen. I just listened and say, okay, what do you want me to write? And then, oh, got it. Oh, see and hear and there, and that's how it worked.
It sounds like automatic writing. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it sounds very similar. If not, it is.
Yeah, it's an interesting question, because people have asked me, did you channel it? And I'm really not at all comfortable with that. As I said before, I'm just a regular dude. I'm not a medium, but it was like tuning a radio dial into a frequency that I knew they were there, and I trusted implicitly that the gift would be given. It was a gift for not just me. I'm just typing this stuff. So it's a message whose time had come.
Well, you're really downplaying that you're just an ordinary guy, but what you've written is not ordinary by any means.
Thank you. It was a beautiful, and I must tell you that to now know what happens after we cross over the veil is so fantastic to know, so important to know. But more than that, we're able to translate that knowledge into our life experience, you know, now to make life a better place. And that's exactly what it's done. I tell you what's happened just recently, AJ. About just over 2 months ago, I lost my beautiful mum. Now, mind you, she was mid-80s, but she was a divine being, the best. I couldn't have chose better. And I love her dearly. And I always thought that when she passes, I'll be pretty messy. You know, grief will be a rock. And I'd sort of said to never told anybody else, but I'd say, I'm not hanging around too much longer because you're not here anymore.
Aww.
But consequential of the knowledge one's gained from writing this book, it has now become experiential because I know where she's gone. She's right up there in the higher levels. I know where she is. She's in the heart. And I know how to contact her. I know, you know, when I sort of tune in, I hear this music and I know it's her. And so there's no separation. So the experience is, yes, there's grief for the loss of a beautiful kin, but it's not a debilitating grief. It's an empowering grief. It says, Stephen, go forward, do your job. You know, you've got a purpose. Do whatever you know. Go ahead. I am here for you all the time. No separation. So that's been such a wonderful gift to have received, apart from anything else. That's been
absolutely
wonderful.
Absolutely.
So many people get lost after.
Right.
And they really do get hung up on wondering where their loved one went, coupled with the fact that they are not knowing how to contact them anymore. There's such a difference when you can talk to a person body to body, but then if you can't talk to the body, people don't know how to listen or hear spirit the same, or their mind talks them out of what spirit has done to connect. And that's just very difficult.
Isn't that very interesting, Natalie? Because for me, the love is the bridge. I love this being dearly, and that's the connection. It cannot be severed. It cannot be broken, and that means that there is no separation. Yeah. So when one tunes into that love of the other, then they're there with you, and we're open to receiving whatever it is that we have to help us with, the guidance or whatever it might be. They're there. No separation.
Well, it's true. In my work, I do a lot of work with grief. And so I run regular grief groups. And I find that people, because grief without, I guess, a level of awareness, it becomes this pain and people resist the pain. And so they move away from the love channel because they tend to lean away instead of leaning in when that pain, which is love, it really is. And I teach, well, grief really is love. Lean in and tune in versus away.
Yes, absolutely. And well, I guess we'll talk about it later, but there were two places that I got taken to through this journey of the writing, which exemplified that for me. And if you don't mind, I'll share one with you.
Please.
There was what should about again? I'm seeing through the eyes of this character called Athar. So I'm seeing what he's seeing, and with a master guide beside me, we get taken into this building. Now, don't think like glass edifice. This is Greco-Romanesque type marble, alabaster, beautiful building. And I walked in through this, the doorway, and honestly, I get tingles now when I talk about it. The love I felt when I walked into this building was so profound, and it's got a beautiful, like a blue haze color. And what I saw were that there are these rooms, and there's all these beautiful angelic beings around, and they're all in these brightly coloured robes, blue, yellow, white colours, hard to describe. And in the rooms were babes, fledgling children souls that had left the earthly realm early. So the child had died early. And what I saw was these fledglings, babes in arms, were so beautifully nurtured by the angelic beings, tended by the Heavenly Father. It was so profound. And to know, I mean, it would be a terrible experience. I'm lucky enough not to have had that experience, but if one were to lose a child early, the grief would be profound. But to know that that child, that soul is so beautifully nurtured by the Heavenly Father and his realm, it would be a balm to that grief. Mm-hmm. And my understanding is that even if the bond between the parent and the child is somewhat fractious, no child, no soul is left behind. Every beautiful soul is so tended by the Heavenly Father and the angels. And to know that is a great balm.
Mm. It's so beautiful. I feel like just sharing that message alone to those who need to hear it would bring so much comfort.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yes. And as I said before, it's so hard to describe the colours that I saw, and I did my best. I tried my best in the book to do the colours justice. But as soon as I walked into this room, the profundity of the love was amazing.
Right. It's so hard to describe. And I feel like every person who's had an NDE, they say the word love and it does get overused, because it's used so much for so many things. Like, I love my coffee or I love my incense. Like, that's not really love. That's you enjoy it, you like it. And so when you try to describe love on that profound a level, it's so challenging. Like, how can you possibly share with someone, a human, what that feeling is, what that emotion is, what that looks like and feels like for you? What is your best way to describe what love looks like and feels like in that experience?
Oh, that's a good question. The love of a cup of coffee, I think we confuse with pleasure. It gives us pleasure to have that supplement. But this love, I can describe it best in terms of color, because I saw the colors in heaven, and they were nothing. If you can imagine the 7 colors of the rainbow, this is magnified by 100. So I did my best to describe those colors, and maybe I failed miserably. I don't know, but but there was a color and the music. I heard this. It's like a background. It was like a part of everything. This music, divine music, was a part of everything. So if I would describe love, not as a pleasure, but in terms of the color and the vibrancy and the music and that's, I know I'm probably not doing it justice, but that's the best I can do.
Oh, I like that though. That's a way that has been described just now that I haven't heard before.
It makes me think about if you go to a symphony and you're in a concert hall, the air is full of music.
Yes.
So if you would take that and you would just liken it. It's
beautiful description. Yes, yes. And you get those tingles down your spine, and oh, you're there, aren't you? And you go, yes. Yeah.
So just for clarification, you had your experience where you fell, and then you had this experience where you were downloaded all of this information. What's the difference between your physical experience and your download experience? Which one, or are they both your NDE?
Oh, the now consequential, as I mentioned before, consequential of that accident. Now it's made life so much more vivid. You're not separate from the divine. It becomes a part of you, and you can those guides, the spirit guides, and the love is there with you all the time. Not just when we choose or when we think we should be connected. It's there, and it becomes part of how we do things. And I've got to tell you, AJ, something else that happened consequential of the writing. It was probably 3 months after I'd finished the book. And, you write this thing and you go, oh, that's pretty cool. Then you've got to do all the editing and the reading and all that publication and all that work stuff. But I've read the draft, I don't know, 100 times in edit. And the little voices in my head are going, Stephen, you've missed something. I go, huh? What? You need to read it again, Stephen. Huh? Okay. So I've read it again, and honestly, then it becomes so apparent. I found, and there might be more, but I found 15 laws of heaven and earth. I've called them laws of heaven and earth that were embedded in the text. And, I've written them down, and they've so much become part of my life now. They've changed the way my perspective on life is different. I've said to my wife a number of times recently that consequential of learning these things, I love you more now than I ever did. I don't know how I did that, but that got me some brownie points. But it's true. But these laws of heaven, we can infiltrate, bring into our lives, and that puts a whole different perspective on how we do things, not just for this life, but for the life eternal.
That makes so much sense to me when you start to understand that there's this nature that just is, and that you live within that framework. You start to see it, where it was always there before, but now you see it.
Correct. And as you were talking before I come on air, it's not I'm not a religious man. It wasn't a religious experience. This is a totally spiritual experience where you're connected straight to the heart.
Oh yeah,
that's so powerful.
I know. It's just, and then you can't not. Once you wake up to it, you can't go back. Like, it's there. Nothing's now. You can't not see it.
Yeah.
You can't, exactly, Natalie. You cannot not do, if that makes sense.
Oh, it does make sense to me.
Yeah.
I would love to hear more about these laws of heaven and earth, but we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, would you be open to sharing some of them with us?
Okay. I'll be here.
All right, you guys, we'll have our commercial break. We'll return here in just a few moments.
Hey members, the new KGRA DB app is now available on iOS and Android devices. Gain on-demand access to any KGRA DB programming. Download any show directly to your mobile device to listen or watch on the go. Go to the App Store and search KGRA DB.
Did you know 75% of Americans are chronically dehydrated? If you struggle with focus, run low on energy, or when it's time to finally sleep, you simply can't, this can all be linked to dehydration, and Fuel Up has the answer. Our proprietary formula contains the finest cellular hydration with the strongest immune-enhancing natural ingredients. The Fuel Up system is made up of 3 different incredibly tasting varieties: Wake kickstarts your day with a jolt of caffeine. Play boosts focus while hydrating your cells. Rest not only helps you relax, but also rejuvenates your cells while you sleep. Here's what our clients have to say.
I really don't miss my coffee, and you can tell the difference.
So I'm going to take it for the energy. I'm going to take it for the play. I'm going to take it, all day.
And it works. That's the thing. It works. We love it.
Take the Fuel Up Challenge now, where we offer a Feel the Difference money-back guarantee. Fuel Up for life.
You're listening to the KGRA Digital Broadcasting Network. We provide unparalleled coverage of trending news in the world of ufology, cryptozoology, and paranormal phenomenon. Whether you're watching our video live stream or listening to one of our audio programs, you are getting the best from world-renowned researchers and hosts, guiding you through topics the mainstream won't touch. Miss one of your favorite programs? No problem. Head over to the members area at kgradb.com for access to our massive library of award-winning content. Make contact, stay connected, only at kgradb.com.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Soul Wanderings, hosted on kgradb.com. I'm just wondering, who is not a member yet? It's so easy to become one. So I invite you to go to kgradb.com, head over to the shows and hosts button. Wednesday night, scroll down to Soul Wanderings. And it's there where you'll be able to click on an option of your choice for membership access. For an annual or a monthly subscription, you'll receive up to 30% off. And it's already very affordable. And that way you can listen to our show and all of the other amazing shows here, present and past, and behind the scenes members only area. I hope you guys join. It supports the station and our show. And let's get back, shall we?
Yes.
Thank you for hanging in here, Stephen. The things we get to do. So tonight we are learning all about Stephen, and he has written a book called The Afterlife, A Journey To, and we'll hear how we can receive that book if you guys like all of the links and all of the things to. Get in touch with Stephen towards the end of the show. Until then, stay close because we're hearing about the downloads he received to complete this piece of art. I would call it that because it is very poetic. Actually, I was really impressed with her writing as far as it's story-like, but you have these quotes and poems and all kinds of good stuff in it. It's a nice touch.
AJ, I've got to tell you those the poems at the beginning of each chapter, they were written after the book had been finished, and I've never written poetry, never. So same thing. I just tuned in to each chapter and say, what do I need to write there? And then out come these beautiful verses, all from all gift of spirit.
Oh, just so beautiful. I highly recommend the book. I think it's a good read. I think that those who are interested in NDEs, you would really enjoy it. No doubt about it. So before the break, you brought up the laws of heaven and earth. Can you give us some of those examples that you're referring to?
Yeah. Let me pick one or two.
Okay.
Here's a good one. Pardon me, I'm reading.
How
I'm
many
reading
are
off my.
there?
Here's number 3. What you have cause to affect in your fellow man is what declares your place in heaven.
Wow.
What you have cause to, because we are all one in spirit.
Right.
So what you have cause to affect in your fellow man is what declares your place in heaven. I'll give you, again, just what I saw. Upon death, the cord attaching the eternal soul to the body is disconnected. So then what I saw was that souls go through these mists, this and I called it a purgatory, but where you do your life review. So you see what you have done to another, and that declares your place in heaven. So what I saw was souls exiting these mists and coming onto this huge, like a dale, a grassy dale. And some of the souls, some were dressed in this beautiful white, glittering gold, vivid, like full length garb, and you have flashes of blues and yellows and different colours. Others were dressed in more dark Hessian, browny, yucky colours. And what I understand is that the colour of the robes determines where you go in the heavenly realms. So again, just what I saw is souls exit these mists, and the ones dressed in the beautiful bright colours go up to different levels, and the others that were dressed somewhat more this darker colour sort of went downwards. But the pathway was uniquely theirs. You could, even if you had aspirations, one could not go up to higher levels. You had to follow the pathway that was uniquely yours. And that occurred by virtue of our actions, what we had done to and for others in our lifetime. So what you cause to affect in your fellow man is what declares your place in heaven. That was just one of the things that I saw.
Who is judging those experiences? Is it you? Are you judging yourself, or is it someone else?
Yes, that's a very good question. My understanding was it's like looking in the mirror reflection. Mm-hmm. And one of the other, I'll read this one to you. In your life review, all shall be revealed. No thought or action insignificant. All remembered to record. Now, if that doesn't turn one away from Aaron Tarks, I don't know what will.
It just makes you want to do better and be a better person.
Oh, right? Well, there you go. Yeah, absolutely. That's.
I hope people want to do that anyway, but you can see across the world that's just not the case.
Mm-hmm. And you know, what you do to another, you do to yourself. Mm-hmm. So, and that determines where one goes through and into the heavenly realms.
Mm-hmm. So I can even hear this, what you do to another, you do to yourself. It reminds me of seeing the auric in like representation. So reading an aura, seeing that the aura has different colors and different anomalies, mm-hmm. and knowing that will actually go with you after you die. That's actually what you carry with you. And so yes. The ability to clean it up. And then it's like dinging. So whatever that is, that effect on the other is in our energy field.
Yes. That's a good way to put it, Natalie. And my understanding is that other souls in heaven can look at and see your colors of your robes and know exactly what you need in love. So they're able to serve you by virtue of seeing your robes and your colors. And the other interesting part of that is, because we're taught through the doctrines that, you either go to heaven or you go to hell if you're a naughty boy. But one of the other laws was the judgment of heaven is neither vindictive or eternal, but probationary and remedial. So again, my understanding is we continue to evolve. We can continue to evolve in the heavenly realms.
Sounds like and heal.
Yes, there was one. I remember there was one part where I remember was told that like in heaven, you can stay where you are. God will love you eternally, forever and ever. And if you want to stay where you are, that's all good. God's love is still with you. However, if you wish to continue to evolve through the heavenly realms, that will be facilitated. You will be taken by masters too. And that's what happened to this main character. Mm-hmm. He was able to forgive himself and others, and that released him to go into these other higher heavenly realms.
Mm-hmm. I have always found that so interesting when people have shared their NDEs and had the opportunity to learn about the life review, because with man's religion, we're told that God is judging us and that we'll go to hell if we do A, B, and C, which none of which is true. Mm-hmm. And the only person that's judging us in our life at the end of our experience is us. And that is so powerful to know, because not only do we get to make our choices here now in this human experience, but whatever we choose to do, good, bad, or indifferent, we will also have to look at ourselves in that mirror, if you will, and decide our place or whatever that looks like for us in the spirit world.
Yeah. Perfect description. Wild. That's my understanding.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah. Yes. And one of just by way of background for your listeners, and again, I'm seeing through this main character's eyes, and it's a first-person narrative. And his journey was in life. When he was a child, he was abused under the auspices of the clergy. Mm-hmm. And later on in his life, he took his own life. He committed suicide, and he was stuck in this purgatory by virtue of his anger and his shame and his guilt that he felt. Mm-hmm. He could not see the light that was there for him to see, to take him out of these myths, this purgatory. And it was only until he was able to forgive others and himself that released him from this burden of fear and anger. So it was forgiveness that was the ultimate key to his realization, his redemption, and that propelled him, along with the masters that came to his loving aid, that took him to these different levels. But he had to forgive first before that door was opened.
Which forgiveness is the same vibration as love, so it makes so much sense. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It really does. So do you believe in a hell or a purgatory, or do you believe that's just something that we've created ourselves?
Oh, AJ, I've got to tell you, there's not much I do not believe from what I saw. I could only do my best through the book and talking to you guys, do my best to describe what I saw. But to me, it makes sense. It's logical. We have to face the consequences of our actions of what we have done in the earthly realm. It's not, we go up there and say, oh, Stephen, you're forgiven for being a really naughty boy. Off you go. I'm sure it doesn't work that way. You have to realize that we are all one in spirit. So what we do. May I give you another example? of that. And I don't know where you are in the book, but again,
you can
with
ruin it for me if you need to. I'll still read it.
I'll try not to spoil it for you. But I got taken to it was like a Colosseum, if you can imagine the Roman Colosseum, just a bit like that. And there's these bells pealing in the background. It's like a summons for all of these souls to come. And in the Colosseum, like it's full of all these souls in all the garb, the colors and the music, and they're all chanting, they're doing the Om sound. So the whole place is reverberating with this Om sound. So I'm seeing this through this character's eyes. And in the middle of the arena were these lounge chairs, recliner lounges. And I go like, what the? and in come these souls that have been like deformed, decrepit, they're ill, and they've got great melody, and they're guided by these seraphim, these beautiful angelic beings, and they're taken to these repose lounge, and they're reclined on these lounges. And the lounge kind of enfolds them, wraps them like a blanket on a cold night. And the seraphim exit, and in walks this angelic being, majestic, beautiful, white, golden robes. And he stands in the middle of the arena. And he puts his hands in the air, and he starts to weave this magnetic ball, and it's spinning in his hands. And he's taking the energy from the souls around the Colosseum and spinning it into this magnetic ball in his hands. And out from this magnetic ball shoot this laser light, like just like a laser light, into these souls on the lounges. And from then, like this angel dude, sorry, not a dude, like he folds his hands back and leaves the arena. And then the souls that were on the lounges, they are totally healed. Like they get up and they've been totally relieved of their burdens of deformity and illness, and off they go. And so I'm in the crowd. I turn to my master angel guiding me, and I say, what is this? And the way it was described was sins, we call them sins in heaven imposed by others, are not those that need to be borne by the self. So my understanding of it is that, so if I do something really bad to you, AJ, I've caused you I've been a really nasty sort of dude and done something really bad to you, caused you a deformity of spirit. You are relieved of those burdens. You do not have to endure those sins or burdens, if you will. Wow. Me, on the other hand, have to bear the consequences of what I've done to you. But the purpose of this healing arena is that because this has been imposed on you, not your fault, you are relieved of those burdens and healed, if you will.
Unbelievable.
AJ, Natalie, I couldn't have made that up in a million years, even in my wildest dreams, that if I was on drugs, but which I've never taken. But that's what I saw. That's one of the things that I saw.
It sounds so beautiful.
Profound.
Right?
Like, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at a loss at words. I'm like, beautiful. I have to admit, Stephen, I took a Benadryl right before the show. I'm really slow right now, but I am completely present. I had to.
You're
I
having
don't.
your own
I
in-body
Right.
experience.
I don't normally take medication for anything, but I had to get on an antibiotic, and I had a really bad reaction to it. And so I'm like, yeah, I'll take a Benadryl right before the show. And then after I took it, I'm like, oh, this is going to probably make me tired. I've heard Benadryl makes you sleepy. So I'm over here, but I am totally present. I'm just like, it's just the drugs. But I'm along for the ride.
Yeah. It's a love drug. Call it that.
I guess.
Right.
I mean,
Whatever. Yeah, very good.
But also there were other experiences you had throughout this book that you had the healing arena, which just sounds absolutely incredible. There were other places that you experienced through these downloads. What were some of the other things that you had gone through?
Well, I told you the one of the good parts. Now I'll tell you one of the more challenging ones. And again, I was with a master guide, never on my own. I was taken through an area that, if you can picture, like a desolate area where a bushfire has gone through, burnt, the smell and the ash and things. So we walked through this area, and there's this huge portal. So we enter this. The two of us, enter this portal, and there are these spinning vortices of power spinning, and there's souls trapped within. And some of them are clambering to get out, but the power, there's like spinning this vortex, and there were a number of them. And around each vortex stood these angelic beings in beautiful robes. And like, it was a horrible place to be. And I turned to the guide, like, what is this place? And this was the nether regions, and it was described that souls are, this is not God's judgment. This is not hell per se. Souls are entrapped by their own choice. Think of the 7 deadly sins, anger, wrath, gluttony, sloth, and I can't remember the others. But
pride.
Yeah, there you go. Pride, yes, thank you. But souls are entrapped within by their own choice, and it's a cause of purification of the soul, not God's judgment. Souls are purified within. And until or when the soul is able to repent, when they are contrite to say, hey, I am sorry, and they're on their knees, then the angels take them out of this vortex and off to, I saw souls being taken away. I didn't see where they were going, but they're taken off to whatever they're supposed to be. But that was to see that and to look at it and go, if that doesn't turn one away from errant choices on earth, I don't know what will. But that's what I saw. So trapped, it's not God's judgment. It's not hell and you're stuck in there forever. It was not that. It was that souls are entrapped by their own choice. And until they are contrite, or that releases them from the burdens of this choice, and they're moved into the heavenly realms.
So it's interesting. I see that in people that are alive.
That's what I was just about to say. It's very similar to what we experience here when we're so hard on ourselves, or when we make a negative choice with big consequences. We feel it so hard. And some people I know who've made, like, I don't think it's that big of a negative thing of a choice, but they are so hard on themselves. They just cannot find a way to forgive themselves.
Yes.
And I think that's their own type of purgatory. That's just their own type of hell for sure. Here.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely correct. Yes. And as I mentioned before, to see that, it sort of, you'd go, man, I am not, in life, I'm not going there.
Right.
It
makes you want to be an angel here on earth. I will not make any bad choices.
We can but do our best.
Right.
Yes.
You know, even at least to like do your best to step away from self-judgment and realize that love really is the superpower. And so find even the way back to love yourself, to move through things, to say when something, when we do something that doesn't end up like the way that we thought it, and people get hurt or various things, coming back and saying, okay, I don't like the consequences of that. And I'm going to do better and act differently. But I could see how I've seen people in the work that I do, they're trapped in their own vortex of self-loathing, self-judgment, even ego and pride, and like so much even in addiction, where they say humility is a key to healing. Get real humble.
Yes, that's very interesting, Natalie. One of the other laws is law number 12. To know that you are sacred is not to see new things in you, but to see yourself as you really are.
It just made my heart just go, oh.
So, yeah, what you say is
powerful.
Absolutely correct. It's so powerful. Yes. Yes.
That is not the easiest step for people to take, to see themselves as sacred.
No.
Oh, absolutely. You rightly mentioned, we've got these internal demons, the saboteurs that say we're not good enough, or, I'm too tall, I'm too wide, I'm too something. But at our deepest level of soul, we are beautiful beings from the heavenly, direct from a teardrop of the Heavenly Father.
Right.
Yes. And I love that. We can never say that enough. I want those reminders spread across the world on a regular basis.
A teardrop.
Sometime, somewhere along the way, so many of us just forget. I mean, I have forgotten many times, but it's neat that you can constantly be reminded.
Yes. Yes.
It's not like a final thought.
Yes. Yes. Guys, as we mentioned before, the many gifts received from just the writing of this book have been totally life-changing. I don't wish too much, but I say I'm bordering on 67 now, and if I had have known these things back when I was a bit younger and had less grey hair, life would be completely different. Yeah. So, but we can only make of what we can when we have the knowledge to do so.
Absolutely right, and that's part of the journey. We're not meant to know. We know when we're meant to know, and so we get to honor that and love it for what it is.
Yes. Yes.
True, and I would hazard to guess that all those things that you went through in your life were preparation for the task that you had to do. It just seems to work that way with spirit. It's like we go and live, and that leads up to what we're asked to do at any given point in our life.
Yes, and I think that's exactly right, Natalie. I mean, I've been asked a number of times, like, why me? And it's not kind of a question that I pose to myself, but just it's a recognition that, we've all been on our journey. We've all made mistakes and tripped over our two left feet. Yet we now are able to recognize our own divinity, if you will, and our spiritual connection to the heavenly realm. And the way I see the book now and the learnings of it is not just to make life a better place for me and my kin, my beautiful children and family. I'm a messenger boy. I get to talk to really lovely people on podcasts, and what that message has to be told. Its time has come. Mm. And if people are able to read the book and get a little bit, okay. If they get a real lot, that's even better. Mm-hmm. But my job is just a messenger boy.
Well, I love how humble you are, but it is a big responsibility that you have taken on, and you do it so wonderfully. And this is not a place of judgment, but I hope that you give yourself more credit.
Thank you, AJ. I'll do my best with that wisdom. Absolutely.
Yes. Well, it takes courage to come out with information like this, especially in the world we live in now. There are people who are craving this type of information and hope. They want to know that there's something more than this. And there are other people who do everything they can to shut it down. So it is an act of courage to be able to show up in the world the way that you have. Just listening to your intuition and allowing it to be guided, the information through you. So kudos.
Thank you. The amazing thing is, and again, I've been asked a number of times, like in the description of this NDE, and wondered why, like, I didn't drift off to the higher levels and do all that stuff like a traditional NDE. But I understand now. Why the book was given to me in this story form, and it's because when we read a story, we can read it literally, and we can go, oh yes, I like that. It's good or bad, or I don't like, or whatever. So we can read it very literally. Mm-hmm. We can read it as a parable. Yes, the anecdotes, or we can read the allegories in it. But more than that, if we really connect in with the story, we see the metaphysical. And the metaphysical is these laws of heaven and earth, the laws of the universe. Mm-hmm. And they stand out to us. But there's a deeper level than that. So when one reads the book, you get this mystical experience. Yeah. You read it and you go, oh man, that is me. I've got that. And it becomes part of your DNA. So it's not someone telling you what they did, or they went to heaven and saw this stuff, which is rather objective. This is a subjective learning through a mystical experience that we get from reading a story such as this.
I think that's what I've been enjoying about it so much, because it is a story. Like I said earlier, it as much as it is an experience that you had, it's still in a story form. So it just brings that element of surprise and wanting to flip the next page to see what happens next. And I really like that.
Yes. And therein lies the profundity of the experience for the reader. Yes. They get to experience their own truth.
You bring up the character having Ed ending his own life. Mm-hmm. Through that experience in the afterlife, what happens to those who decide to end their contract? Were you shown that?
Yeah, I can describe it only through Athar's experience. So he's taken his own life, and he is stuck in, if you could imagine, he's in this house that's decrepit, and it's dust and dirt, and he can't see a way out. And in this, what I saw and wrote was he's in this house, and there's a light. There's like a piercing light in a corner, but he couldn't see it because he's shut down by the shame and the guilt and the anger that he felt. So he was stuck in this, and yet God's love, this light, he couldn't see until such time as he was able to forgive both himself and the perpetrator of what happened to him. To
When he
give away
was
a bit of the
younger.
book. Yeah, he met up with the Bishop of the See, under whose insouciance he was abused, and they were able to forgive one another. And that forgiveness was a key that turned. He then, see the light, let's go. We're out of here, and that released him from these mists, this purgatory. So, I can speak only through that parameter. What happens in other cases, I can only say perhaps the same thing happens. So, because our life is sacred, so we need to be able to forgive ourselves and others, to release ourselves from these strictures.
So I see that this actually can also be brought into, like, this doesn't have to wait until you die to have these healings happen. I've seen people locked up in their filthy house, inside themselves, in their head, with their guilt and with whatever is going on in there. They're really locked up. And if they can come to the same thing, but when they're alive in a body, they can take that story and the analogy and apply it to real life when they're dark.
How interesting is that? How beautiful is that? Absolutely. Do in life. Don't wait.
Like, let this healing happen. Let the love seep in. Let the light shine onto it. And it's not easy. It sounds, I gather that even in the story that you saw, it wasn't easy then either. It's like not easy in heaven either.
No, and guys, one of the areas that I saw or was taken to was called the abode of reunion. Now, so and to know that, and I'll describe that in a minute. But what I am aware of now is that our guardian angels are there with us all the time. No separation. Mm-hmm. So what you were talking about, Natalie, we are able to connect with that link, ask questions of that guardian angel, and the answer will be there if we're listening properly. Not thinking properly, listening properly.
Right.
So we ask a question, my goodness, how do I forgive? What do I do? Beautiful questions. The guardian angel will say, "Oh, thank you for asking that, Stephen. Here's your answer." And just to continue on with that, I got taken to a place which I call the abode of reunion. And if I could describe it to you, there were these, we're standing on top of a hillside with the master angel guide, and there's all these souls on this grassy plain underneath. And some have got this silver cord of connection floating over these mists, not through the mists, over the mists. Not just describing what I saw. So I turned to the guide, go, like, what is this place? And what I was told and shown is this is where souls, when we sleep, our souls are able to transit across into this area and meet up with loving kin, souls that are there to guide us and help us. And love is the bridge. So if there might be a family member, say, that's there on the other side, that's passed, and they are there and willing to guide us and help us through whatever our particular dilemma is. And then when the soul on earth, when the body awakens, the soul is able to transit back and enter back into the body. But that's what I saw. So there's this, when we sleep, we are able to be guided by these angelic beings on the other side. And love is the bridge. So when we or if we connect, like prior to sleep, if we got a burden with a problem or a dilemma, we could, prior to sleep, connect in with that loving being, say, Mum, what do I do about that? And guess what? The mother or whoever on the other side will be there to help us. That's one of the other great things that I saw. It was a beautiful experience.
That is so neat. It just brings so much comfort, right? I know for me, when I do that, I'm like, oh my gosh, why am I talking out loud or thinking that this is even going to be a thing? Even knowing I know that's true, we just, I'm human. And so you second guess everything. Like, is there anyone even listening or paying attention? But it's just so validating to know that there is. It's such a beautiful gift.
Yeah. And you know what, Jay, I'm pretty sure the mechanics of it is the mind shut down. So it's not it's not the monkey mind dipping about.
Yeah.
The subconscious is completely open. And like, I'm sure we've all woken up in the middle of the night and gone, oh, I've got that. I've got the answer. And you've got to reach for a pen and paper or try and remember or whatever. But I'm certain that's how it works.
Mm-hmm. Also, I had read that there was a spirit guide school.
Ah, yes. Yeah, very interesting.
Spirit guides. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. Again, with the guide, we walk into this building, and again, Romano-Greco type structure, and there's like these lecture hall things. And there's a master guide up front, and he's lecturing to these souls in this room. And what was described to me is souls are selected specifically and given the instruction that enables them to be guardian angels.
Pick me.
Yeah, well, there you go.
She's ready. I want to be a guardian angel.
Yeah, but that's what it was. So they're given instruction by these master angels on how to be soul guides to us on Earth, and how to sort of, they transit. There are pages where I described how they transit between the heavenly realms to be with us here on Earth at specific times of need. And my understanding is that these guardian angels, we are never without them. We can, as I mentioned before, we can call upon them at any time, and they are eternally there for us.
That is such a profound thing. It's very cool. It's such a profound. I've heard this before, and this is a affirmation of what I kind of understood to be true, is that they're there and available, but they can only act on request. Must be the
if
rule.
they want to, they're like waiting
hello?
for us to be
open phone line here.
Yes. help us, please help us. They're on standby.
Guys, I'm sure my wife loves me, but one of the reasons is because I do the ironing. But let me explain that. When we're doing these mundane tasks, it requires no thought. So the mind shuts down and, becomes attuned to listening to spirit and what's there. And we could even, hey, Mum, are you there? And it's like you're doing the ironing and you're not thinking, you're just listening. And then you get this confirmation. You feel the tingles in the back of your spine, or you get the message comes. And I'm sure it's just one, beautiful to know, and two, it's just it's available to us at any time. But we have to shut down that monkey mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you have any tips on that? Did you get any?
He said ironing
on how to shut the monkey mind down. Oh, you talked to us about learning and like the Spirit Guide School. There's also the Great Hall of Learning.
Ah, yes. This was, oh my goodness, how best do I describe? Huge edifice, same marble, alabaster type, Greco-Roman structure. Walk up these magnificent stairs, and there's this hall of records. So, and I saw all these and souls, like a big library, and they're all there reading tomes and things. But what I understand this place is, it's the hall of they call it the Akashic records. So all past, present, and future is written on these records and can be accessed for those that need. So you, just like a big library, go in, I want to learn about such and such, and therein lies the records of life. And I've got to try and describe the master soul that I saw in there. This beautiful white angelic robes. I don't know whether I've been watching too many movies, but he was the one I saw with like a long white beard and white hair. He was just that typical master.
Like a Merlin.
Yeah. Something out of what's it? Lord of the Rings. Something. Maybe I watched that too much, but that's what I saw. But that was the hall of Akashic records. Yes.
Maybe he lost time. He lost track of time in the Akashic records. He's just been there so long.
Just grows beard long, hair long.
Yeah. Interesting. Sorry to cut you off there. I understand now in heaven that there is no time and space. It's all experience.
Mm-hmm.
So we think in linear time, in heaven, this is not so. It's what a soul's experience through the heavenly realms that's the determining factor. So whilst we think in terms of, 9 to 5, this is not the case in the heavenly realms. They are there, and loving service to others is the modus operandi. There is no system of debits or credits. It's what one does in the service to others in love that's the key in the heavenly realms.
In a perfect world.
We're doing our best to bring heaven on earth in our little corner of the world.
I'm just moving through all of the things that I can think of because time is running shorter by the minute, as it does. What about children? Can you talk to us about the children that are in this space?
Yeah, it's very interesting,
Outside
AJ.
of what you already shared with the cherubs, but
yes, I have to give away a little bit of the ending to tell you this. With the master guide, we met up with. Oh, let me give you a bit of background. Every soul that I met in this heavenly realm, when I met them, I would ask, "What's your name?" And instantly I would get it straight away. I would know. I wrote it down. But there was one, I met up with this beautiful angelic being in the prime of life, prime of spiritual life. Just white, beautiful, glowing robes. And I went, "What's your name?" 3 times did I ask, and 3 times I got nothing. So in the book, all I could do was call him the master. And I've been asked, was this Jesus or the Buddha? I don't know. It was just, I can only say that this was one of the highest angelic beings. And we, with this other guide, got taken up through the levels. It was like he held on to me. And remember, I'm a Thar. I'm seeing through a Thar's eyes. So he's got a hold of me. It was shooting up through these levels. And we land upon this precipice where there's this huge Greco-Romano-esque building. And the master is sitting there. And remember, this master's in a glowing, beautiful robe, and he's in the prime. And he says, come with me. He takes me, Athar, to this, like a top of a mountain. And we look down upon this, and the best way I can describe it is a matrix of color and music. Beautiful colors and there was a bright levels of color, and then there was a darker levels, but music was part of everything. And he kind of says, this is heaven. This is like this is life. This is where you're in heaven. So I did my very best to describe that. However, I'll tell you something else. So, of recent times, after the passing of my mum a few months ago, I now understand that there's more. I'm going to write more about the heavenly realms. Don't ask me when. I have no idea. So that message has come through right loud and clear. Stephen, there's more for you. And I'm going to show you. Sit tight. But I can't say it's tomorrow.
Wait the call.
It happens when it happens, Stephen.
Yeah. I'll let you know when the calling arrives. But so to say that was it all, I don't know. To know that there's more, it seems so. But that's where the after the book took me on its final journey.
Unbelievable. It's just so. It's so awe-inspiring. Like awesome. It's
right.
Yeah.
After you had this experience of receiving these downloads and writing this story, did you have any profound experiences for yourself? How did it change you?
Oh, it's a very good question, AJ. And I mentioned right at the main one, the principal one, apart from making life a better place, and it highlighting the love between, like kin, my wife and my kids, and I love them more now than I ever did. But the main one was the experience of the loss of my mum, who we talked about before, because I for years and years and years I thought, when you're gone, Mother, I'm out of here. I'm going where you're at if I can. But now, no. Sorry. Yes, grief. Yes, I feel grief because she's not there in the physical. But she is more powerful now than she ever was, because she's up there in the heavenly realms. I feel her all the time in the heart, and so, hey, Mum, you there? Can you help me with this? Yeah, sure. So that of its own has been a beautiful experience, and that's only most recent. That's in the last 2 or 3 months.
So it's interesting because I hear the words often. I deal with a lot of grievers. They come through lots of different religious teachings and things like that. So common for people to say, my loved one is in a better place. What I feel from you is that it's woven into your essence. There's just zero doubt. It doesn't even come from the mind. It just comes from
the heart.
Yeah.
Yes. Isn't that interesting, Natalie? Because again, the number one law of heaven and earth is fear not. You are never without the love of the Father. Kind of explains it all, really, that the Heavenly Father and his angelic hosts are there for us all the time. They're with us 24/7. We can call upon the angelic guides because we know they're there. And now, because of this learning, one of the other great things I know is I have no fear of the passing. Now, I've been a good boy for most of it, some in life, so that made some boo-boos. But I have no fear
I wrote
of that.
the book, just like you have.
Oh, yeah, I wrote the book. I'm a good boy. Sorry. But, it's taken away that fear. So there's no fear of passing into this heavenly realm, which is
or being
gift
fear
awaiting
of
all of us.
Yeah, or that separation. Like it's this illusion of separation. We feel like we're separate from the all when we're in human form, and it's an illusion.
Yes. Natalie, you are so on the mark. I've got to tell you guys are so on the mark, because that leads me, there's another law of heaven and earth. It says, if ever there was a separation between the divine and his children, then God's love would not exist.
Ever. That is so powerful.
It's infinite, always.
It's awesome, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Understatement. It's way, way awesome, Stephen. It's so incredibly awesome.
Thank you.
I am just so grateful that you crossed our path and that we were able to get you on the show and hear about your experience. Yes. It's really such a beautiful story, and your willingness, like I said, to show up and share it is just, I'm in gratitude for you. Thank you so much.
Oh, AJ, Natalie, it has been an absolute pleasure to be with you guys. Separated by the tyranny of distance, but not of spirit.
No.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So everyone has a way to find your book or to find you. How can they do that?
Probably best is you can buy the book via Amazon, and any of those book depositories. But if people wish to be in contact, they can do so through my website, which is Stephen with a PH, stephenchong.com.au.
Awesome. That seems pretty simple. Yeah. And I was surprised how fast the shipping took place. Again, thank you. That was very nice.
It's no distance between Australia and here for shipping.
It just is like that.
It goes on the plane and comes here.
It just happens the way that it happens.
Yeah.
So good.
Thank you guys. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Well, you're a joy. And when you receive those downloads for the second book, make sure you get in touch with us so we can hear all about that one as well.
Oh, I will, to be sure.
And we'll bring you back.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Much appreciated.
And to all of our listeners, thank you so much for your support and your activity in the chat room and with each other. We really do have the best Wanderers.
Yeah, the best.
The best. Thank you so much. And until next week, be good to yourself and be good to each other. We'll see you all then. Good night.
Have a good one.